Hello everyone! Welcome to our group presentation entitled Translating Proper Names Based on Lincoln Fernandez Theory. This project serves as a midterm assignment for the course Translation, Theory and Practice. In this video, we discuss how to translate proper names using Lincoln Fernandez Theory. Make sure to watch until the end.
Lincoln Fernandez is a researcher who wrote translation of names in children's fantasy literature, bringing the young reader into playing. In this paper, he discusses the theoretical issues in translating names based on the role these names play in literary works, with a special emphasis on children's fantasy literature. So, why names? Names are the words used to identify a specific individual entity. In other words, they are mainly used to distinguish and refer to a particular person, animal, place, or object. Names can convey semantic, social semiotic, and sound symbolic meanings directly from the writer to the reader.
In semantic terms, names have a prominent role in children's literature, where they usually have a character's personality is summed up by their name. From a semiotic perspective, names in many cultures act as signs, generating ancient or more recent historical associations, indicating gender, nationality, religious identity, intertextuality, mythology, and so on. Then the last one. According to Matthews, sound symbolism refers to the use of specific sounds or features of sounds in a partly systematic relation to meanings or categories of meaning.
Therefore, he believes that names have a fundamental role in creating comic effects and portraying characters' personality traits, which will often guide the reader throughout the plot of the story. The theory of translating names according to Lincoln Fernandez focuses on children's literature, particularly fantasy. Fernandez states that names are not just labels, but can also carry semantic meaning, cultural semiotics, and distinctive sound symbolism. To translate names, Fernandez developed 10 procedures.
Here are the 10 procedures that Lincoln Fernandez proposed for translating names. First, we have copy, where the name is kept exactly as it is from the original language. Second is recreation. It involves creating a brand new name that matches the culture and context of the target audience while still reflecting the original essence. Next is rendition, where the meaning of the name is translated, rather than keeping its form.
Substitution is when a name is replaced with one that is not related to the source language in terms of form, even its meaning. Transcription changes the spelling of the name to reflect the phonetic structure of the target language. Deletion removes a name or part of a name entirely from the translation if it's not critical to the understanding of the text. Addition is when extra context or explanation is added to make the name clearer to the audience.
Transposition refers to the replacement of one word class to another one to suit the language without changing its original meaning. Phonological replacement replaces the name with something that sounds similar. Conventionality uses a version of the name that is widely accepted or commonly known in the target language or culture.
Conventionality uses a version of the name that is widely accepted or commonly known in the target language or culture. This paper is Lincoln Fernandez's major work. Translation of Names in Children Fantasy Literature, which was published in 2006, Fernandez contributed to explaining various strategies for translating names in children's fantasy works. He emphasized that names can carry atmosphere and meaning in a story. Therefore, when translating names, we must consider both linguistic and cultural aspects and choose strategies that suit the target readers. Now, let's move on to the application of these strategies in real life.
It's just that nobody ever stands up to Sunset Shimmer. Sunset Shimmer? Di sini tidak ada yang berani menghadapi Sunset Shimmer. Sunset Shimmer?
Our first example is the movie My Little Pony Equestria Girl. As you can see before, there is a similarity between the original version and the dubbing version. Yes, it is the word sunset shimmer. In Bahasa Indonesia, sunset means matahari tenggelam and shimmer means berkilau. So the dubbing version supposed to say matahari tenggelam yang berkilauan. This shows that the dubbing version uses copy strategies. The name Sunset Shimmer is kept exactly as it is from the original language.
The next example is from Indonesia's K-pop community. In the fandom, K-pop idol names like Haechan are localized into names like Haikal. Fernandez's technique seen here is substitution. The netizen creates new names that fit Indonesia's culture. Names like Haechan are recreated as Haikal to make the idol more relatable to Indonesian fans. Full sun is the meaning of Haechan in Korean. Hae means sun and Chan means filled with or full. Meanwhile, Haikal is a boy's name of Urdu and Arabic origins, meaning tail, temple, and altar. These two names have a very distinctive meaning to each other, thus making them unrelated. By replacing the original idol names, Indonesian netizens put a name that is much more familiar to their ears.
Our final example is the translated version of Animal Farm, a novel by George Orwell. Mr. Jones translated into Pak Jones using the rendition strategy. The name Mr. Jones refers to a man named Jones called by an honorific Mr. Then, the target source is Pak Jones, which means male ghost. A man named Jones called by an honorific Pak. So, Pak Jones is the literal translation of Mr. Jones. This strategy is also applied in the word peternakan manor. Peternakan manor in Bahasa Indonesia refers to an area used for business in crops and animals named manor. It has the same meaning as the source text, which is an area of land and its buildings used for growing crops and rearing animals named manor. So, just like the word Pak Jones, peternakan manor is also the literal translation of manor farm.
In conclusion, proper names do more than identify characters. They carry meaning, emotion, and cultural relevance. Lincoln Fernandez 10 strategies provide a framework for making sure these names work in the target culture while maintaining their original essence. Whether in translated movies, social media, fantasy novels, fan fiction, translated works, and many more. These strategies are widely applicable and crucial for accurate, relatable translations of proper names.
These are the references we used for our project.
Thanks for watching.